Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today is our designated day for healing, but Archangel Michael came in this morning and he said it's really important to discuss why you are here, why you come to this channel, why are you here, and to recognize what's going on in your own life as a creator. You're here to learn and understand how you, as a sentient being, have come into this physical dimension for the express purpose of experiencing creation, both as the cause and as the effect. If you are here right now listening to these words, it is because you are here to learn the simple principles of creation, which you came here to experience and execute. You came here not simply to experience the world, but to cause an effect upon it as a direct result of your own creative consciousness. Now, there are two forms of creation. There are creations that you would deem from your own experiential reality as being good. And there are those creations that you would come here that you would experience as being bad or not good for you. Another term for these can be that you are either expressing in a way that you create experiences that are beneficial to you or in the spectrum of love, or detrimental to you in the spectrum of fear. But if you are here on this channel hearing these words, you are here because you are ready to learn your function of creation through yourself, how you affect and influence the world with your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, and your actions, and how to utilize, correlate, and apply your mind, your emotions, and your body to this physical dimension in such ways to produce an experience that you have chosen to experience consciously and deliberately. There are a great many in this world right now that are unconscious of what they are creating. They remain in blame, in judgment, in attack, in fear, believing that they themselves have no part to do with anything that is not pleasant to them. But let me correct you. You are directly involved with everything that this world is portraying as experience. Every one of you is directly involved in what this world is providing in terms of experiences for you. Every one of you that have come to this channel, understand you are here because you came to learn how to learn to use your mind instead of being subjective to it, how to learn to use your energy instead of being subjective to it, how to learn to utilize your body instead of being subjective to it, how to understand environmental circumstances, conditions, and how you create them so that you can functionally and consciously create experiences that are an act of your own conscious free will, not your unconscious will, as your unconscious will produce experiences that you might deem not so pleasant whatsoever. Many of you have benefited tremendously from what you have learned here and applied here, and found ways to improve the world in which you exist and the experiences that the world provides for you as a direct result of how you influence it creatively. Now, you can do this individually and be quite pleased and happy and lead a very fulfilling and joyful life. You can certainly do that. However, there is a bigger picture at play between you and all others. And you participate even if you sit in the safety of your home and there's a war somewhere else far, far away. Even if you sit in the comfort of your own home and there are people starving far, far away, you are still a participant in this planetary consciousness. each and every one of you in varying degrees, out picturing the manifestations that you see around you in some way, shape, or form. Every single soul is participating in this function of creation, both the good and the not so good. And you are here to understand how you can participate in such a fashion that your experience is conscious, deliberate, and meaningful to you and others. For it would stand to reason that if what you are doing is within the realm of love and reason and goodness, then others will benefit from the function of your love, your reason, and your goodness. If, on the other hand, you are focusing on yourself and yourself only to the exclusion of others, then that will produce a very different result. We have tried, not only myself, but many others here that have come and spoken, have tried to our best ability to provide you with the fundamental information of what your mind is, what your emotions are, what your body is, and how you utilize them as creative instruments in this physical dimension. Without proper understanding, it's very difficult to create. It's like trying to drive an automobile that breaks down and not understanding how any of it works, so you can't do anything about it to get it running again. Well, your mind and your emotions and your body are all moving parts that are designed to work synchronously together. And they do, whether you know it or not. But if you do not understand how your mind works, and you do not understand how your emotions work, and you do not understand how your body works, then there will be some difficulties if you do not have the proper knowledge. We've endeavored to provide that knowledge to the best of our ability to those of you that are able to hear and understand and apply. Your body is an instrument through which you express your energy creatively. That's what your body is. Now, your planetary consciousness is in a bit of a difficult time right now, as you can see the preparations that are being made for the upcoming new Earth that you've heard so much about. This new Earth, of course, is a product of creation. It is not something that's just coming out of nowhere. You have all participated in this manifestation that is currently unfolding. And there are only two pathways under which this manifestation can unfold. And those two paths of manifestation are based in qualities of energy, thought, emotion, and action. And that these manifestations of energy, thought, emotion, and action are energies, thoughts, emotions, and actions of love or fear. And in each and every moment of your existence, with every breath you take, with every fleeting thought, with everything you put your eye to or your ear to, you are either functioning in the vibrational energy of love or the vibrational energy of fear. And each will create after its own kind. While we maintain that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are not your emotions, you have them. As a soul, you are in possession of a mind, a body, emotions, and thoughts. And you utilize these moving parts to affect creation and experience. All of you. And your influence is not restricted or limited to the space and time of your own physical body, as the radiant nature of thought and emotion allows for it to go in vast distances. Thought can travel significantly further than emotion can, and emotion can travel significantly further than the body can. The body is localized to a specific point of time and space. Emotions can radiate out a certain distance. Thought can radiate out almost infinitely in all distances. And without the proper knowledge, your life will be a haphazard function of conscious and unconscious manifestations based on what you harbor in your mind, whether you are aware of it or not. For everything that is in your mind is producing the experiences that you're currently having, irrespective of whether you wish to believe this or accept this or not. That is the truth. All of the experiences that each and every one of you have individually and collectively is based in a collaboration of all your thoughts and emotions and actions combined into this function of time and space that you call the dimension of Earth. And this dimension of Earth is undergoing a profound change right now. That's going to be based on a number of things. You have a little toy that we know of. You called it an etcher sketch, where you could etch designs in a blank screen with a couple of knobs. And those knobs, after you etched a design in, you could shake it up and it would be brand new again. Where you were dissatisfied with the creation or you wanted to change it, you would manifest a function of creation and shake it up. And you are collectively doing this upon the planet right now. And those of you that are unhappy with the design are shaking it up a bit, aren't you? And those that want to continue playing and making the design a little further. So the functions of your thoughts and your emotions and your actions, whether they're a function of love, compassion and kindness or goodness, or anger and judgment and blame and attack, each will produce a very unique experience in this global etch-a-sketch that you are living in, all of you. And so you hear about this new Earth, and it is coming one way or another, in a way that is beneficent and benign and transcendent, or a way that is destructive and disturbing and will take you a great deal of time to recreate something that you can recognize as a civilization again. The functions of vibrational energies based in the frequency of love constitute very specific thoughts, emotions, and actions that produce very definitive results in the creative process. Just as the vibrational energy of fear produces very specific and precise outcomes in thought, emotion, action, and experience. Each will have its own. And you are on a very interesting precipice, actually hanging over the edge of a great cliff, so to speak, as you predominantly on this planet stay harbored to violence and aggression and fear. And you watch what is occurring. Remember that fear is not just about physical violence. Fear is also about greed and ignorance and cruelty, many different things that the functions of these lower vibrational energies can be. But you as a collective species are now hanging over this precipice. And you can pull yourselves up, but it requires that you understand how you are creating, what you are doing to create your experiences. And a great number of you are not even awakening to that truth yet. Some of you are, and more of you are not. But it's important to understand that for every one of you that understands and has the knowledge of the function of creative consciousness and how you move manifestation into existence and experience, your energy can compensate for thousands that are not conscious. Those that are conscious can have a much greater sway of influence over time, space, and matter than those who are unconscious. For the level of clarity of one is significantly stronger than the lack of clarity of the other. But I do want you to understand why you are here, why you come to this place to meet with us. It is because you are here to learn and understand your creative potential and to learn to utilize it effectively. If you wish to consciously and deliberately articulate a manifestation of experience that you would favor as opposed to one you'd be very unhappy with. Now, there are many of us that are here in this physical dimension. Many of us are here in the vibrational planes of consciousness where you can communicate to us internally. You are not alone in this endeavor. There are many beings. The 9 billion souls you have on this planet are not just human beings in physical bodies. There are many different beings that have manifested their consciousness here to experience this function of creation. But few are acquiring the necessary knowledge and skills to effect creation intelligently and consciously. And that is why you are here. That is why you come here, to learn that you are conscious and deliberate. You can be caught up in the things of the world, the working of your job and the making of money and the wonderful things you can do with your families and such beautiful things like that, and not understand the function of creation. The events and circumstances of time and space are not separate from you. What you see happening geologically and geophysically, astronomically, these are not separate from you. You are participating in them, and they are interacting with you. Just as the air that you breathe, that when you exhale, you interact with it, and vice versa. And when you begin to become conscious about your ability to establish a very specific state of being, you will not only establish that in your own mind and body, you can establish that in the world around you. Or as you are continuing, you can create what you call the great new earth, the transformation, the shaking of the Etch-a-Sketch, where a whole new civilization will emerge from the ruins of the old. It has happened many countless times, and there have been many times where it has not happened. There have been civilizations that transcended the need for creation in time, space, and matter, as their understanding of it surpassed the need for this mechanism you call time, space, and matter in order for them to learn any longer. Those of you that are here right now are here primarily to learn and understand the mechanisms of creation as they relate to time, space, and matter. And if you learn correctly, well, there are certain things that will happen as a result of what you know. As equally as there are things that are happening in your life because of what you do not know. And if you do not understand the laws of creation, how to use your reason, your thinking, your thoughts, your emotions, your memories, your biology, if you do not understand to use them effectively, then you will be creating with some difficulty because you're not understanding the use of the instruments properly enough to effect a creation that would be extremely pleasing to you. And then there are those of you here that are learning and are applying and have gone forth and are doing wonderful things and beginning to tip the scales in a new direction. But understand that for each and every one of you that awakens to your creative potential, that creation is not just about having to go somewhere and be somewhere, but that where you are, you can function and influence in such ways to affect creation even across the planet. The function of prayer is a well-known instrument for that. The function of meditation, another instrument for how you can affect time, space, and matter without having to take your physical body from one point to another. You can move your consciousness to any point around the planet and influence it and affect it. And this has been done and demonstrated many, many, many times. So if you are wondering why you are here, this is why. You are here to learn, to understand how you create your experiences. What is your mind and your emotions, your thoughts, your memories, your body? How do these instruments work when you utilize them in very specific and precise ways to affect an experience of creation? And if you really wish to know more about this, then come and join us. Come and join us privately, and we will work with you and show you just how incredibly powerful you are in terms of changing thought. You can change thought. You can change emotion. You can even change the effect of memory upon you. You could have severe trauma and understand how to utilize your mind, your emotions, and your thoughts differently. You can change and release and liberate trauma. You can establish communication and connection between yourself and those of us that have been trying to communicate with you. Some of you have your ears are closed, but you see signs of us. You see those little signals, the numbers, the sequences. You know we are trying to communicate with you, but you do not necessarily know how to hear correctly. And there are ways we can show you that you will learn to do that as well, so that you understand that you are not alone. Even in an environment where you feel you are alone, you can tune into our energy. We will be with you. We will guide you. You will never be alone. You will never be alone. And this is the reason I came to this one today, to share this with you about why you come here to this particular place, to this particular time, on these particular days. You come here to be reminded, to learn, to grow, to evolve your consciousness so that you can assert an influence not only upon the immediacy of your own life, but on the greater scope of creation, where you ultimately are able to reach a point of consciousness where you can be a planetary consciousness, and you can be a star, and you can be a galaxy as consciousness. You can evolve your consciousness from just being a human body to being a mind, to being a soul, to being a spirit, to being a planet, a star. You can even evolve your consciousness to that of a dimension, if you understand the function of how to learn to do that. So it is very important you understand why you are here. You are here to learn the function of creation. You're here to learn to understand how to utilize your mind, how to utilize your emotional energy, how to utilize the mechanism of your body to affect creation of experience, not only for yourself, but for your brothers and sisters on this world, so that you can affect them by what you think and feel and believe. Even if they're not in your presence, you can affect them by what you think and feel and believe. You have that power, you have that ability. It is time you begin to use it. Learn consciously and deliberately that you might become free of all unnecessary suffering. Your planetary system is a little further from love than fear, and this has happened before, but it is not necessary. So if you are here to tip the scales from fear to love upon this planet. And you begin with yourself, with understanding how to restore your mind, your body to peace, to restore yourself to joy, to restore yourself to limitless possibilities in your mind of creation. And that is why you are here. And we are grateful to have you. And we hope that you understand how important it is that you know and realize that this is the truth. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hi there. Yeah. Oh, Kimberly, thank you so much for that super chat. Hello, William. I want to start a YouTube channel and share my message of love. Is there any advice from the universe for me with this? Thank you. Love you. Hi, Kimberly. Always make sure that you are coordinating your mind, your emotions, and your body from your soul, your center of love and being. For your soul is the center of your love and your being. There is a greater soul to be discovered, but always in these endeavors come from this place, from being, not from mind, not from body, as these have limitations within the structures that they are, that only you can transcend. So go forth in this endeavor with that vibrational state of love, always empowering the other to awaken to their soul, that they may not be longer subjective to their mind and to their emotions. It's very important that you not be subjective to your mind and your emotions and your body. They must serve you, not you serve them. And this is what you must go forth and share that wisdom and knowledge with others, that they will no longer be governed by the lower vibrational states of the body and the environment. Understand this. You have this capacity. Wonderful. Congratulations, Kimberly. That's a wonderful thing to be doing. Yeah, do it. Wonderful. Bridget's saying it's already done. That's great. Hi, good morning, everybody. Hi, TikTok. How you doing? Lots of love here on TikTok. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm streaming on 3 different channels now. For those of you that have registered for Masterclass 101, we're going to push the start date from this Saturday to the next Saturday. So we're pushing the start date from tomorrow to the following Saturday. So students that might want to repeat the class can certainly have some time off from the sequence, because we've been going pretty hard for a little while now. So for those of you that want to register for Masterclass 101 Awakening, you have a week to do so. And I encourage you to, again, get exposure to Ascended Masters, the guides, and the different beings that you can learn from that channel directly through me in the masterclass and through the other mediums that we work. It's a 3-week program. It is a real learning that you're going to be amazed by, because it's going to put you into a position to really learn to differentiate between your thoughts, your emotions, your body, and your soul, which is what Michael was saying a little earlier. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not your emotions. You have them. And your guides and angels, they can't get through to your mind the way that they can get through to you. And you need to learn to get your mind, your body, and your emotions out of the way so you can begin to tune into the guides and angels that want to work with you. Everyone has guides, everyone has angels, everyone has ascended masters that will come to them if you're open and receptive to them. But if you're stuck in your mind and your past and your fear, and you're going to be hard of hearing them. So you need to learn how to teach your mind and teach your emotions, teach your body to be in a very different state, so that you as the soul can begin to utilize clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, where you can begin to see, to hear, to feel, to know the presence of your guides and angels. And usually by the end of the first week in our masterclass, people are all actively connecting to their guides and angels and getting information from them and guidance they never would before the mind gets quiet, right? If the mind is too noisy, you're not going to hear. You're just not going to hear. Congratulations. Question from Daniela. The other day during a meditation, I had another vision of richly ornate golden structures. What was this about? It's about your next collection, Daniela. It's about the next collection that's coming to you. Thank you so much for that wonderful sprite, or whatever that was. It was quite beautiful. Some comments. Oh, let's see. Somebody putting comments up. Will we see divine intervention and help during this time that there is nuclear threat in the West? Divine intervention, again, you're asking, but you need to understand that you participate in it. We are all participating in it. If you got fear about there being a nuclear problem, you're adding that energy to it. This is not a judgment against you. This is just how emotional energy works. When you feel a certain way about something, you transmit or broadcast an emotional quality into that event. So if you envision and feel and project to that situation or circumstances a state of great peace, joy, hope, and happiness for all involved, for those that are perpetrating it and those who are victims of it, it's important you transmit love to all involved. That way you'll affect everyone involved in the situation. So yeah, absolutely. It's funny that it would filter your comment. The only way I could see it is by tapping on it and making it visible to me. They don't want us talking about that. Hi, Herbata. I signed up for class today, but I will be driving at that time. Can I find today's class online? Okay, so the Masterclass 101, I'm really grateful that you signed up for today. We've moved the class. The starting day is going to be June the 21st. And I asked about that because we've never, in 7 years we've been doing this, we've never been asked to move a class, ever. We've never changed the date of a class. So Michael, when he came in this morning, said, no, we're moving to the 21st of June because there's very specific energies on that day, which is, I believe, the summer solstice. So there's very particular energies that are going to be very important for the students and the people that are involved in the lives of those students. The energy is going to be very powerful by initiating the class on June the 21st. So don't worry about your driving. You won't miss the class. It'll be June the 21st at 11 a.m. will be the orientation for the program, and the course will last 3 weeks. Additionally, keep in mind that the course is designed to teach you to activate different senses. So you have time. Remember, every class is recorded and replays are made available for all the students throughout the course. So no matter what your schedule is, you will not miss a single class. And we will be increasing the rates of our class after this year. It's a very efficient course. It runs for 3 consecutive weeks. There's about 1 hour class every day from Sunday to Friday where you're learning one-on-one with one of our mediums or myself or the guides and angels that are channeling through us. As well, we will include a program on we got a program on nutrition where you'll be introduced to what we call high vibe eating, which is learning to identify the foods that your body needs to raise its vibrational frequency. Because your body, if it's in a low vibrational state, is going to be very difficult to function in a high vibrational state. So you'll not just be getting instruction and training in how to open up your spiritual senses, but you're also going to be getting training and experience with how to change the way you treat your body. Some of the things we suggest in the class are like getting rid of caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, processed sugars for the duration of the course at least. And I cannot tell you how many hundreds of our students have taken the course and have left alcohol, left nicotine, left caffeine, left all those processed things behind because their bodies started feeling so great by the end of the first or second week. Your body's just like so much different just by changing a few things. And our nutritionalist, our nutritional specialist has 25 years experience in holistic nutrition. So she'll introduce you to some very specific things, as will our other mediums introduce you to their versions of how you will connect to your guides and angels. And we got a great team of people, and they're going to be there for you to support you throughout the program. Again, the class runs for 3 consecutive weeks. It is a course load. It literally is, because there's going to be meditation practices. There's going to be other practices you'll be given to open up your clairs that will be happening on a day-to-day basis over 3 weeks. So it's an intense learning program, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people say they were shocked when they got in to realize how involved the course really is, how much you need to put into it. Even though it's only an hour a day, there's work for you to do outside of each and every class, and it's going to really stretch your mind and stretch your body. And more importantly, it's going to awaken your soul. Your soul is going to awaken. And when you realize you are not your thoughts, and you realize you are not your emotions, and you realize you are not your body, that you have thoughts, you have emotions, your energy starts to change because you're no longer strapped into the old emotions, the old memories. You're no longer stuck in that. And then you're connecting to your guides and angels, and you'll start receiving information, guidance, and inspiration that you can't receive from this physical dimension. Because this physical dimension only has what's on the physical dimension, right? Unless it comes in from other realms too. But please, yeah. Hi there. Question: what is the main lesson of my life spiritually? Awaken and create. Awaken and create. Understand, you came here to remember who you are and learn the function of creation. You were made in the image and likeness of what you call God for a very good reason. God is the creator, and he made you to learn to be as he is. To learn the function of creation is why you are here. Every one of you, you are here to learn the function of creation because you are in the image and likeness of a creator. Many of you do not understand this and find yourself subjective to your mind and subjective to your bodies, feeling like you are being tossed around in your lives. But please understand that is not the intention. You were given free will to choose to awaken or to choose to remain asleep. Do not waste your time. It's time to awaken. Awaken yourself. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. Drusilla saying the price is so that everyone can join. Yes, the course is designed so you will heal, and it's truly true. It really is. Hi. Thank you for asking that question. And I'm really happy you joined the class. You'll receive a notification, and you'll also receive a link to the orientation next week. Wonderful. Hi there. Some comments. There we go. So understand, I want to come back why you come to this channel. You come here to remember who you are. You come here to be a contributor to the creation process in this dimension. Love is not the only energy that creates. Fear will create experiences too. But if you're at this channel, you're here to learn the function of creation through the vibrational energy of love. And to understand that you are love. It's not something you're going to get. It's something you are becoming. You are love. Remember that. That is the truth. And once you understand that you are love, then the function of creation that you will exercise while in this physical dimension for the duration of that body's lifetime will be a function of love. And the function of love produces very different experiences than the function of fear. And haven't you been living in fear too long? Isn't it time for you to begin experiencing real love in your life, to remember who you are, how incredible you are. Again, you're not alone in this. You've got guides, you've got angels, you've got ascended masters that will communicate and interact with you. You have that. It's a reality. You can interact with your loved ones, your mother, your father. You just have to understand how to learn to hear, how to learn to see. And you will. If you get involved in the program, you'll see. You'll hear, you'll know. Hi, thank you so much. Kathy, thank you so much for signing up. Now, thank you so much for, yeah. Kathy, thank you for your support. Thanks for that united heart. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. So understand, yeah, very beautiful. I'm going to do the 102 again. Yeah, the 102 is going to be in about 5 weeks. Masterclass 102, which is our second program, deals with all the emotional stuff. The 101 is about getting connected to your guides and your angels. That's why it's called awakening. Connecting to your guides, your angels, ascended masters, other beings. And it introduces you into under the fundamentals of understanding your mind, your emotions, your body, and how you can start to use them. Masterclass 102, which is the second in our series of 4, is all about the function of liberation, learning to get free of old emotions, old memories, old thoughts, old habits. The 101 awakening starts you on that process, so that by the time you get through the 101, the 102 will be right for you to understand how to actually shift and change old patterns, old emotions, old memories, so they no longer influence you in the way they have been. Because a lot of people live in their past present. Someone here saying, it's a wonderful course. I've taken it too and plan to attend it again in the future. William and his team are voices of the Creator. Thank you very much. And I feel that way too. I really feel that way too. Voices of the Creator. And you have those voices in you too. The voice of the Creator, your guides, your angels, is within all of you right now. And all you need to do is, like Jesus always says, people have physical eyes, but they don't see. And people have physical ears, but they don't hear. They have to learn to open their inner eye and their inner ear. He tells me that all the time. He said that's what he kept trying to get people to do, to learn to open up your inner eye. And that's things like clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. They're your spiritual senses, not your physical senses. A lot of people are confused when he said they have eyes but can't see. People think that he's talking about your physical eyes. He wasn't talking and isn't talking about your physical eyes. He's talking about your spiritual eyes. And he's talking about your spiritual ears. Remember that. That's what Jesus is talking about. He's not talking about your ears and your eyes and your body. Question: am I making a difference for the better for myself and others? Yes, you are. You would not have asked that question if that was not your clarity of intention. You can certainly avail yourself of more improvement. And I would suggest, again, you come and sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. The date will be changed on the website to reflect next week, the 21st. Again, it's the first time in 7 years we've been told to move the date of a course from one day to another. So those of you that were showing interest in joining, but we're having difficulty paying, you won't have that difficulty. You got an extra week now to sort that out. But yeah, it's sign up for the course. Hello, Maria. Good to see you. Hi. Hi there. Yes. So listen, if anybody is on TikTok or YouTube, for YouTube, let's see if anybody wants to do, because we normally do our healing day today, but Michael really said it was important that you understand why you come to this channel. And it's not just about coming to this channel; it's about activating and awakening your conscious ability to create from the vibrational energy of love, to learn to use your reason, your emotion, and your body through the vibrational function of love. It's important you know why you came here. You may, of course, choose to use your reason, your emotions, and your body with the vibrational function of fear, and you will get very different experiences than you would get from the vibrational function of love. But those of you who are coming here are here to learn the function of your vibrational energy from love and how you create from that perspective. Hi. Hi, Katie Rateful. Am I doing all the right things to heal arthritis in the neck causing twitching? Yeah, something that Don't avoid the pain. A lot of people try to get, I don't like this pain. Stay with the pain as lovingly and gently and kind as you can. It's a real challenge sometimes. But what you need to do for the arthritis is what I'm being told to tell you. Go into the arthritis where it's the most painful, and let the head move so you can feel a little bit more of the pain. And as you feel the pain, think and speak these words to the pain. No matter how you feel, I will not ignore you anymore. But I'm also being told that your body's trying to tell you there's certain things that it needs that you're not giving it, and there's certain foods that you're still eating that keep the acidity level high in your body, which is what creates a lot of arthritis, high acidity level. So you really want to do that. Go into that state of no matter how you feel, no matter how much pain you feel there, and you say to that pain, say and think to that pain, no matter how you feel, I love you anyway. And stay very deeply connected to that intention of energy. And you'll feel almost an immediate relief there. But I'm also being told to tell you make some changes in what you're consuming, what you're giving the body, and something you're not giving the body, so that you can start to provide it with the things it needs to correct that. Great consideration. Hi. Hello, everyone. Past student here. Loved the courses too. Took the classes prior to COVID. Could use a tune-up with breath work. Are there any classes just on breath work? Thank you. Well, every single class of the course on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday when I'm channeling, it might be Jesus, might be Buddha, might be Lao Tzu, could be Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. I could be channeling anybody. I don't know who until the night we set they tell us about what the itinerary is going to be. But every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, there is a 1 hour lesson with a channeling from the Ascended Masters. And then there's a meditation that lasts about 20 to 30 minutes to help you purge the old self, to get the mind and body under your authority. They all say the same thing, that until you can get your mind and body under your authority, you'll be suffering with them. So yeah, if you want to tune up, come and sign up. Masterclass 101 Awakening begins next Saturday at 11 a.m. And that will be, you'll receive a link and study guide and itinerary next Friday for that. For those that are already registered, you will be receiving your study guides and itinerary on the same day, which will be next Friday. And you will have received a notice today explaining why we've been told to move the course forward the additional week. But yeah, come and sign up. We'd love to have you. Hi. Hi, Thu. Good morning, William. I felt there was a connection between me and my coworker's husband. Any insight? I'm being told to tell you there is a connection between you and all others. You can function on the understanding of special relationships, but that is something different. But if we tune directly into this, again, understand that he may not see you as you see him. You see with the eye of love. He is not seeing you in that light whatsoever. There's a very different way he's looking at you than you are looking at him. Very different way. Be mindful, be careful, be wise. Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful gift. I appreciate that. I need healing. My energy is empty, please. I am so desperate. Thank you. Okay, so let's see who this is. I want to just make sure I'm looking at the right person. Quinn and King. Okay, so Quinn and King, that's the username you're using on TikTok. So I'm going to ask you to do something right now. Yes, I will. So they're just telling me what to tell you. So get your body in a position that it's going to be comfortable. It's only going to take 30 seconds to do this. Put your body, and anybody else can do this if they want to, because it'll have an effect on you. Put your body into a position that's going to be comfortable for at least 30 seconds. Then take a slow, deep breath and fill your lungs completely, like you're feeling it as tight as you can. And hold that breath in the body. And then as you exhale, say to the body, release, relax, let go. Think and say to the body, release, relax, and let go. And let all the air out and let the body completely relax. and then feel the vibration of it relax, and then draw in another slow, deep breath and fill the lungs completely again. And then think and speak the body as you exhale. This time, think, no matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. Just communicate that to your body on the second exhale. No matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. And feel how the body responds to that. No matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. And then take one more breath and draw it in. And this time as you exhale, say, no matter how you feel, I will not ignore you. So no matter what the body's feeling, let it know, no matter how it feels, I will not ignore you. And notice how the body feels and what changes. And as you do that, as you experience that, go deeper into it. Repeat those phrases. No matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. No matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. And do that for about 10 more seconds. And then notice the difference in the body. And then in the comment section, write a comment about what you noticed that was different after you went through that process. Yes, there's certainly things you need to change in terms of your lifestyle. There are things you need to change in terms of your lifestyle, but you can heal it. You'll find your energy will go up too. But leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you for that badge. Really appreciate it. Hi. Hi there. You're welcome. Let us know in the comment section what you experienced. Somebody said, I have floaters in my eyes. I asked what it is, what is wrong with it, and it told me negativity. It will go and it will go. It will not go until I change my point of view. That's wonderful. Congratulations. It's really wonderful when you get guidance that clear and certain, right? But also sometimes you might think you're seeing floaters and sometimes you're seeing energy. Like I can look at the wall in front of me and I can just suddenly see all these things start vibrating, all these different particles of color start moving in this dynamic field around me. And I just see that. You can learn to teach your eyes to see differently. You can learn to teach your ears to hear differently. You can teach your whole being to be different and perceive differently than it does. That's what Masterclass 101 Awakening is all about. Learning to do that. I feel it relaxing. Okay, so now that you're feeling relaxing, the next breath you take, you can take another breath and say, as I draw this breath in, I'm going to energize. And you make this statement, as I draw this breath in, I'm going to rejuvenate, revitalize, and re-energize my whole body. And you breathe in, go with the intention, rejuvenating, re-energizing, revitalizing my body. And do 3 breaths like that. And then you'll find your energy will go up even higher. So it'll go from relaxing to then a plus energy flow. I love it. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Hi. Oh, you're very welcome. For those of you that experience it, whatever you experience, please leave a comment section. Anything you've heard today, please let me know what you think about what you heard today, what Michael said about why you were here, what you think about what's just happened with some of the other people that have had concerns and considerations. Question from Pooja. Hi, Pooja Kamari. Hi, I'm Preeti. My husband has been continuously trying to find a job for himself, but always due to some reason or another, he's unable to get it. So, does angels have any guidance for him? Yes, they're telling him, choose only what you would enjoy doing, what you feel would give you joy to do. It must be something you choose from joy. Do not choose it from your fear. Do not choose your job from your fear. You will labor and suffer. Choose your job from your joy. So the jobs you look for, do not look for a job just to get a job. Look for a job to contribute to that place, which will allow you to contribute to your family and to your own well-being. Do not choose a job from fear. Choose a job from joy. You will find a very different result in a very shorter period of time. Again, you are choosing from fear, and fear will always delay the outcome of your creative process. Fear will always delay the creative outcome of your process, where joy will always shorten the process of creation for you. Wow, great question. Thank you, Preeti. Really appreciate that. Hi. Someone's asking here, is there any specific message from my guides today? Yes, there is. Really important. I don't know why, but they're saying celery. They're giving me this big stalk of celery. You need to do some celery. Either eat it or juice it, but something about celery. You need celery today. You need celery today. You need that. You really, really need that. Hi. Hi there. Thank you. Kathy, thank you so much. Glad you joined us. We're up to 12,000 likes on TikTok. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much. Tap the screen if you want to add to it. Is there a message about what I should do about buying the lawyer's contract? Is there a message about what I should do about buying this lawyer's contract? Oh, thank you for the octopus. That's so cute. Sorry, guys, on TikTok and Facebook, you're not going to see this, what I'm seeing on or Facebook and YouTube. You won't see what I'm getting on TikTok, but they put a little octopus over my head. Very fascinating. Again, anytime your actions are driven by fear, you will not reap favorable results. It's important you understand any actions driven by fear will not yield favorable results. The only good fear is the fear that gets your body to jump out of the way of an oncoming object. But the function of fear as a creative process will not yield you the results that you are seeking. You must choose the function of love, excitement, joy in your actions of creation to produce results that are more favorable to you. Right? Question: what is the reason for the trembling on the left side of my heart? Thank you so much. Again, you're awakening very deep, ancient, powerful emotions. Also, there's a connection between your heart and the sun that needs to be explored. They're telling me that you need to explore this connection between your heart and the sun. You'll find that once you make a connection to the sun, they're saying that you will feel an immediate subsidence of that, and an awakening of joy will fill the chest area in that connection with the sun. Wonderful question. Thank you so much for that. Hi, Kelly. Any message for me? Yeah, let go of your sadness. They're saying right now, you have to let go of your sadness. You have to learn to let go of your sadness. Stop holding on to it. Stop holding on to your sadness. Stop it. You got to stop doing that. Hello from a cold South Africa. I'm happy to join after a long time due to work schedule. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm having such a crazy ride with automatic writing, but it seems to be Bible related. The question you're attempting to ask us is if you are on the right track with this automatic writing. Well, this is certainly beneficent for you. It's important that you put your anticipating and thinking mind aside. You are still trying to anticipate the outcome, which is giving you access to your memory. And your access to memory is connected to biblical structures of information. You need to put your mind aside, quiet the mind, quiet the body, get them out of the way, and then allow what comes to come. You'll find it will be very different than what it is under the existing conditions that you're currently executing that practice of automatic writing, right? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hi. Yeah, automatic writing is good. Did my guides have something to tell me? Yeah, sit and rest today. You need to sit and rest. I feel the sun responds to me with making wind. Yeah, the sun will. The sun's a very wonderful being. Remember, the sun is a living organism. The earth is a living organism. Everything is alive. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the heart and hands. I'm truly honored. Again, we have pushed our Masterclass 101 to June the 21st under the instructions of my divine team that said it's very important it start on the summer solstice for very specific reasons of energies that are going to come from the spring and the summer energies bridging in that place, as well as other frequencies of energy that will come into play. So keep that in mind. So when you have time, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, sign up for Masterclass 101 Awakening. You can sign up for it now. The date will be reflected to change to match the change that they told us to make. Because I was just told this morning about changing the start date, which was a surprise to me. It's never happened in 7 years where we've changed the start date of a class. Never happened before. Thank you for that, Game Bow. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hang on, we got a question here. But Jesus is real. Jesus is real, right? Are the Gnostic texts real? Mary Magdalene? Yes to all three of those. Master Jesus is a real divine entity that ascended to his godhood. Jesus literally evolved himself from simply being human to being the son of the divine to becoming the divine. And he also says to each of us that you may join me too. In other words, you can evolve your consciousness up to that. Yes, the Gnostic texts, many of them are very true, that haven't been tainted by other people's interpretations. As well, Mary Magdalene is a real being that exists in the non-physical dimensions. And you can learn to connect to these beings. Jesus is not just a person that was in a body and is gone. He still exists in consciousness, as does John the Baptist, as does Mary Magdalene, as does Mother Mary. Many beings, just because you leave the physical body does not mean that you stop existing. It simply means that you are just not in a body anymore. So you cannot operate on a physical dimension if you don't have a physical body, right? You can interact with the physical dimension if you don't have a physical body, but you can't speak physical words if you don't have a physical body. I feel like those characters are back. Well, there's lots of characters. Yeah, they're all back. There's many thousands of angels and guides and ascended masters that have come to this earth. It's a very unique phenomenon to watch an entire planet on the precipice of becoming a whole new world or a whole new creation from the existing world. The way it is right now. Hang on, I just do this little fancy thing here. Okay, here we go over here to there. We are on the precipice. Humanity today, the humans that are on this planet today, are collectively creating the experience that we're all observing. They're not just happening. That's happening over there. No, we're participants, all of us. And what we're seeing is this shift in energy from fear to love that has caused this imbalance. The function of fear will cause a planetary reset, which means the whole planet gets shaken up and we come out the other side as a different reiteration of life forms on this planet. The other option is our existing civilization transcends our baser nature so that we're not governed by fear, anger, guilt, shame, power, control, and authority. We transcend to a divine manifestation of civilization, which a good portion of Atlantis did, Lemuria did, Mu did that, Eden did that. There were great transformations in those civilizations and many others before and between them as well. Hi. I love you too, Drusilla. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hi. Going over here. Hi there. Hi there. Thank you for joining. So anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for supporting this channel. For some of you have been with us from the very, very beginning when I first started channeling them. And you are in a wonderful time. We all are on this planet. We really are. And again, I encourage you all, sign up for Masterclass 101 Awaken. If you want to heal your mind and your body, you want to begin the process of restoring yourself to your true nature, this series of courses channeled by the Ascended Masters and other beings is the simplest and easiest way I've ever experienced and witnessed affecting people in doing so. You did not come to this world to suffer. You came to this world to create. And the simplest way to do it is understanding that you are not your body, you are not your mind, you are a soul. And no better place where you learn that than from the Ascended Masters. They will teach you certain things to think, say, and do that will awaken you and put your mind and body, put your house in order. So you're no longer subjective to your mind, and no longer subjective to your body, and no longer trapped in your past. No longer living a past, present, or a future past. You can live a brand new life. And that's what these courses are designed to do, to bring you to a brand new life and understand how you can create it. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I'll look forward to seeing all of you guys on the Monday edition of Shortcut for Your Soul. And remember, students that have already registered for Masterclass 101, you'll be receiving the notification that the date has been pushed to June the 21st, which is, of course, the summer solstice. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. Bye for now.